Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Press Pass Live. It is time to talk NCAA, and we're jumping right into it. Let me welcome in my guy, Mr. Maniac, the commissioner, and now soon to be host of a first ever NCAA league. Well, not first ever. We used to have them way back in the day, but first in a very long time. Mr. Maniac, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing great, man.
Thank you.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. It's there's a lot going on right now, and so thank you for making time. Thank you, all of you guys. I see you, Daniel, Sean, Kevin, Bronco Man, Chris, who I'm pretty sure is Bird. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Mr. Maniac, you ready to jump into it?
Let's get after it, man.
This is a very long video. It's 21 minutes long. It's some gameplay. It's some dev talk. It's some... it's going to kind of go back and forth. We don't have that long to sit here and watch. Oh, it's a little Koch. My bad, Chris. Duh, look at the last name. We are going to sort of skip around a bit, talk about some of the things that caught our eye. I know I was, talking in chat when this thing was live. I think Kevin was in there with me. And so there's really some neat things here that we can look at. We're going to get it going, and we're going to talk about this piece by piece. And we're just going to let it play and then pause whenever Maniac's got something to say. Pause when I think I got something. We'll fast forward when we think we're just watching gameplay. Let's see how this thing goes.
Of College Football 25. Bit of bringing a little talent on
presentation,
one side,
right?
If you
Looks
follow
awesome.
on Twitter, if you follow college football at all, you know the name Bordeaux. And on the other side,
and this Bordeaux guy, I've never heard of him until recently. Follow him on Twitter, now subscribing on YouTube. He was great here. I sometimes wonder, did they tell him to go easy on the athlete, let the athlete sort of have his way with him? But if you ever watch this guy's YouTube videos, we gotta pump the energy up a little bit, Bordeaux. We gotta get some more energy going here. But this presentation for NCAA, it's what they always do great, man. Absolutely
you might
gorgeous.
recognize him as one of the cover athletes of College Football 25 from the University of Michigan, Donovan Edwards.
I love their overlays, by the way. I may steal all that from Madden 25 and NCAA 25.
Just being able to look at the graphics of this is very spot on right here. They got the Big House theme song.
I'm gonna load this down just a little bit.
So I'm very excited to play.
Nick Wazesco here with you alongside.
It's funny because Nick got caught up in his commentator thing. He does really good, right? There's a couple times where he just took off wanting to commentate this game.
We're about to play Michigan brand of football, gentlemen.
Oh, we're about to get the ground and pound. This is going to be terrible.
Michigan brand of football.
I'm in trouble. All right. I do like how the running back from Michigan, he is so pumped, Donovan Edwards. He is just
great ball. So you see, that's our brand new revamp.
Yeah, you see the new passing, which looks great. I don't know why this isn't in Madden, but keep it in blue. You're going to be perfect. You're going to be good. Accuracy yellow, some inaccuracy red, terrible inaccuracy, but no more of that. I think they'll talk about it here. That was kind of weird there, but. No more 20 yards out of where's that ball going? Where's he throwing it? It's just slightly going to be off, but it could be behind them. It could be in front of them, lead to picks, all kinds of plays like that.
Bill Walsh said it best about every pass being 6 inch off the number.
I also love seeing the pressure come there. A lot of pressure getting in the quarterback's face. He sort of had to throw that one off a little bit, which affected the throw meter. I think it's good just to see some of these animations, and you'll see this a little later, but I picked up that some of the defenders, Maniac, are actually reacting to the ball like they're playing defense, which was good to see. Because I'll be honest, up front, after this reveal, I was like, ooh, we should at least think about going full switch mode, normal play mode. But then seeing some of the players actually react, maybe not. I don't know. I'm sort of caught in between. I think it's going to be fun once we get our hands on it.
Yeah, it really is, and it could go either way. I mean, numbers. It could be a combination of both too. You never know.
Really work off of that and get rid of the throws that might have been 20+ yards over ahead or anything random. Now, if you're hitting in the red, you're throwing it now off target. Still catchable, right? But drop chances increase and sure.
The presentation there where they're looking to the sideline, a neat little addition. You're going to see more of that in Madden as well.
Big 3rd and 6 here for Donovan.
Come on.
Donovan
Some nice juke moves there. I don't know how I feel about these juke moves, the spin moves, how overpowered they are. I think we're going to see a lot of like 56 to 52 games, Maniac.
Yeah, and that is kind of the deal with college, though. You kind of see a lot of high-scoring games in college. There is a few teams that will have like powerhouse defenses that will be tough to score on, and but guys like to see that scoreboard, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Bronco Man, Neon Sports is trying. As long as they can export, Neon Sports will support NCAA. I don't understand why this new throwing is not in Madden, but this run game is, I think, in Madden. I don't know if it was a 1-for-1, but the running does feel better, more fluid in Madden. I think you guys are gonna pick up on that pretty quickly. We'll go back to the devs here.
You're looking at the player reticle here, right? The right is your fatigue stamina, and then on the left is your wear and tear. And wear and tear is basically 5 different pips. That's just showing you the body part that is hurt the most.
It's the one thing I didn't like. This is the one play I would pick apart a little bit. I love wear and tear. I think that's awesome. Love the fatigue. Give it. Please put that in Madden. But when he caught that ball, he was pretty far away and spun move and still juked out a defender. And I'm like, the defender was 6 yards away. Why would he fall for a spin move that far away? I didn't love that.
Yeah, that's kind of
that's it. So it could be.
The one thing I would say on that, though, if you look at it, when he spun it, the guy didn't completely just like go walk
you're right.
out of the way.
Yeah, his knees didn't blow out.
Yeah. So again, that may be the case of ratings playing a part. The guy may have been low rating, but again, like I said, there could be a potential for some craziness happening that you kind of would like to not see a lot of.
I think we're making way too big a deal about these pitch type, quick, strong, and fake. I feel like it's way overblown. I get it. Option is going to be much more powerful in NCAA than it is in NFL, but like, let's not make a big deal over the pitches, okay? Like, let's keep it moving. I think we're pulling it. We're grasping at straws about this whole situation here.
Okay.
I love this. Ooh, let me go back. So here, we're going to see, instead of man align, base align, this is not in Madden. I wish it was. I love this. You now can disguise your coverages. Now, as a commissioner, I'm already thinking, okay, how often do we allow that? What are the rules we're going to put around that? Because, guys are going to find what confuse, they're just going to abuse the hell out of it. But this I thought was really awesome. We'll let him talk about it and then we'll pause.
Bordeaux, was that a covered shell?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had cover 3 out there and I switched it to cover 2.
Okay.
That is a major change. Adding in these coverage shells, taking the old version of what is base align, and now instead giving you the ability to show different defenses and then disguise exactly what you're doing.
So I love that. You can disguise what you're doing. You can mess up with your coverages. Like, I hate it, man align, base align. I was one of the few people probably didn't use it a lot because it just would mess up everything. I love this ability to have much more fine-tuned control, and I hope that somehow finds its way to Madden. I think that's really awesome. Now, it's going to have to be managed. I could see it getting abused, right? I can see people putting 8 in the box and doing all kinds of weird stuff. Like, we haven't got the game in hand, but people will find the weirdness in it. But it's super cool that you have much more fine-tuned control.
Yeah, I think, like, looking at that, we looked at Madden with the baseline, and then with the zone depth adjustments that you can make. Sometimes guys could nearly almost kind of draw up plays using those features. I wasn't one of them, but I know that there was YouTube videos about doing stuff like that, and but I think, like, the main thing is, like we've talked about on every rule that we come across, like, you just don't abuse it. I mean, just use it. Don't use it like every third down when you need a stop, and you just sprinkle it in. Just be strategic with it. Don't just throw it in there because, like, oh, I know I can get a stop, if I make this type of adjustment or whatever. And the same thing on offense. Don't run the same. Like, I need to run this post route because the post route's always open because guys don't tend to cover it. But hopefully they fix a lot of that stuff in these games. And like you said, you see some of the defenders reacting different. So hopefully, all that's taken care of.
Absolutely. I also, these running backs are going to be crazy. It's going to be nuts in Madden 2. They will run away from you. And so I'm already, because I played the beta, thinking like, Maniac and I talk about this all the time. They tune this game to be at zeros. And yeah, there's some things that like we want to fine tune, but like it's going to be minimum, like bare minimum. I'm going to try to keep it as close to zeros as we can. Speed threshold, all that. Injury, you got to usually adjust because it's way too many injuries in an online dynasty or CFM. And QB accuracy usually needs to be adjusted because, again, it's a video game. They make it to where anyone can pick it up and play it, even on the harder modes. No one wants to see a ton of penalties, so it's hard to get penalties. No one wants to see a ton of missed throws. So we have to tune that to get it to be a little bit more realistic. But, man, watching these guys run away from defenders is something we're going to have to really keep an eye on. This was a great throw. I've also seen this in Madden. It's much better in Madden as well, even though we don't have the new passing mechanism. Them adding all the new animations has made this feel a whole lot better, like you can place a ball over the top. And I did see on Twitter as well, so that was a great throw, but I did see on Twitter that there is freeform, which we will probably never allow because it gives you full control and attributes don't matter at all. And if you do classic, you don't get this new throwing situation that they have added. So you have to use whatever the middle one is. I don't know if it fully matches the Madden sort of scheme, but please put this in Madden ASAP.
That's when we were talking about revamp passing. Left
What a
stick
throw,
intent
right?
was there to be
It's a good
able
throw.
to throw somebody open, layer the
I had one
football.
like that in the Madden beta
A lot
too.
have heard about us talk about that, whether it's the blog or the video deep dive, but that was priority A #1. That was a great example of that right there.
Yeah, so my understanding was in talking about that, as you're throwing the ball, you're using the left stick like to measure like if you're going deeper with the ball or maybe trying to lob it over a defender. So the left stick seems like may have some ability to control the trajectory of the ball, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm also interested in what's on the screen now, the turbo no huddle. It's like you get there quicker. Here's what I don't love. I hate when they like put in these gimmicks because I get the concept, but like what you'll see here and probably hear them say, we'll unmute it, but the defensive ends got off slower because he was using turbo. I hate that, but it is what it is. And it's going to be one of those things we have to manage and probably have rules around. It'll be interesting to see how much does this affect, is the trade-off there. Like if you use turbo, you get more injuries, more of the, whatever the limb thing is, like you get more chances of hurting, all of that stuff. And so it's fine if you allow it. I don't know. It's just something we're going to have to see.
Right.
Bordeaux was using turbo tempo and he snapped the ball quickly. The defense was just a hair late getting off the ball.
Hey, he moving it though. I ain't gonna lie.
And so that play, you could see field general activated to where Bordeaux could see that the outside corners were
coming.
blitzing.
Hate that. They did say it's not 100%, and sometimes they'll show you the wrong thing. That's fine. I just hate, like, don't. Yeah, I don't know. I personally hate that.
On the play, but that is.
I will admit I'm kind of like I'm torn between it. I like it, and then I also don't like it. I do think like you saw like a lot of like guys like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, some of those guys like that. In the college ranks, you don't see that a whole lot because guys are still developing. But like in the pros, man, those guys can pretty much tell you like exactly what every defender on the other side is like, what they're doing on their defensive front. So like this guy's blitzing, this guy's dropping back. Just from looking at his front. So again, I kind of like it, but the other part of me like ugh, this is going to be probably an issue. Yeah,
it's super interesting. We're seeing some live gameplay of Penn State. they played the lion roar in between first downs, which he thought was really, really cool. I think we've seen it maybe in the first game, or maybe we'll see it here. I love the pressure there. There was good pressure, but not crazy pressure, right? It wasn't instant. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, he's got time, right? So I thought that was really good to see. We've got hot routes. I'm a big believer. This is just how I believe. Like, play the game how it's designed. Like, when we start allowing people to draw up your own play, make all these adjustments, we start getting into a weird territory where we're finding glitches, we're finding flaws because it is a video game. I personally hope we leave all this stuff alone. Like, call the play, go build a playbook, let's run the plays, that kind of stuff, because this is where it gets weird. But I love the customization of the first down. Used to, in Madden, it's just first down marker, but here you can say 15 yards, 10 yards, right? You can really draw up how far you want that to be. That's kind of neat. That's just adjusting the depth of the route, and I think that's going to be good. Little pick six action there. He kind of lurked him and ran right into it.
Oh, yeah.
There was a pump fake that happened here pretty soon. Man, a lot of missed tackles. Holy cow. These missed tackles are absolutely crazy. Again, it'll be interesting once we get the game in hand to find out.
What do we got coming? What do we got here?
I almost feel like...
Get out there.
You like that Texas route, bro.
I almost feel like looking at that, the guy switching on is actually making matters worse than...
Yeah.
Because as you can see, he's just going for the hit stick like every single time he switches. He's going for hit stick, hit stick, hit stick. It reminds me almost like playing Dwayne.
Yeah, I love seeing this. I think he gets a little out route or a little fly route that just burns the cornerback wide open. Good throw, touchdown. That was good to see.
Yeah, because that is going to happen. I mean, it is going to happen every once in a while.
And some bad throws there. That's why I was like, did they tell this guy, like, I need you to throw this game? This was kind of neat. He gets a little sack fumble situation. Ball kind of pops up in the air. Defensive end or defensive tackle gets it. The big boy rumbling down the field.
Point out, too, looking at the when they're only rushing 3 guys and their offensive line is stacked up, they're pretty much stalemating, and which in most cases that should happen.
Yeah.
If you're having 2 guys double team and one guy's manhandling the other guy, you're probably not going to get much pressure, because we know how Madden is. Sometimes you get those 3-man fronts. If you adjust it just right, they'll still get a guy come free sometimes, or at least it has been in the past. But I do like to see the line play. It looks like it's really improved.
Right here, you can see the red throw, right? If you make a red throw, how it can be behind. Still completed the pass. Right? Still had an opportunity for a catch, but if there's tight coverage there, right, that could be really bad. Also, he's sort of limited in his rack there.
Now, I don't know if we passed it up already, or I want to say there was something mentioned about the red throw, like in those cases, like when it's thrown off. Said I don't remember if it was one of the developers or the guy that was announcing said that in those cases you'll have to switch on to make the catch. I remember hearing that, but I don't know.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'll have to go back and rewatch that. But yeah, that'll be interesting if that's true. This is the new kick meter. So if you did not get to play the Madden beta, which it felt glitched in the Madden beta, but this is the new kick meter. I love it. It's good to see that this was a head-to-head game, but this clearly was not a head-to-head online game. It was a head-to-head, like, same console game. So what Bill and I, when we played the beta, we both had this set, but it gave us the classic. So I'm going to be interested to see, does it in the real game, do we have this meter in online head-to-head games and online Dynasty and CFM and Madden? But This is the new kick meter
that we have not seen before, as far as even a 40-yard field goal isn't a gimme. You're really going to need to focus and make sure that you're timing up the accuracy meter, not over kicking it if you want to have success.
I've heard rumors that this pump fake you're actually going to see defenders move if you use.
There we go. Now we got the pump fake. Go ahead and finish your thought though on the kick.
No, I was thinking, say, man, that looks really tough. That is going to be some nerve-wracking experience, especially if you're like in another stadium, not your own home stadium, and that the crowd being ruckus, man, and you're trying to get all that to take place for the field goal. That's going to be some interesting moments to happen, possibly at the end of game.
Crazy love the pump fake actually working and pulling a defender. So you'll see him pump. The shark cornerback looks like a cover 2, cover 3, cover 6. I don't know if you see the other side, but that shark cornerback just takes a couple of steps and it's just enough to get the ball behind him. I thought that was awesome.
The pump fake effect.
Absolutely,
yeah. Cool.
Now you can pull down a corner to throw behind him, right, in that 4-7 look. There's a lot of different things we really wanted to start making it play instead of just being more or less of an animation.
I really like that statement.
Yeah.
I really like that statement from the devs. You know, I don't know. These are some of the same guys that were actually the developers whenever I was the game changer, and they were working on NCAA 11, 12, 13, 14. And they were all very passionate guys, and I still see that from them, listening to them and stuff. So that really is another portion that makes me excited about the kind of depth that they put into this game.
Roaming looks to be back. I hope I'm wrong, but you can watch the middle linebacker on defense. He does get burned, but you can see that if you had a fast, strong middle linebacker and a good user, you're probably going to shut down the whole middle of the field. So we're definitely going to need some roaming rules, because you watch this guy. I mean, he freaking is like in a dishwasher. He is left, right, around the corner, slip and slide, roller coaster, and I don't know what he's doing here.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
It looks less worse in slow-mo than it did in regular play there. I thought that was neat. You know, he gets stopped, stiff arm, pushes him down. I just hope we don't see that animation every time you're on the goal line, which I think in Madden you definitely seen a lot of. Also going to be interested to see what rules you do or don't use. He was running shotgun at the 2-yard line. Like, you know, is that going to be something that we want to see here or not?
Yeah, that's going to be probably one of those things. Like, we're going to have to play it a little bit and see how OP that really is, or if there's a way to combat it, you know, pretty easily. So definitely initial response would be to lean not to allow that, because it's just too easy to kind of manipulate the defense, I think, in those close quarters.
The big hit here allowed for I already forgot what it's called, but the limb situation to kick in here. So if you take big hits like that, it's going to hurt you. And that just kind of really neat to see. And also it was fun to go back and watch Bordeaux, I think is his name. I think I might be messing it up, but I watched his YouTube video about this gameplay, and he talked about how bad his reads were, because they were pretty bad.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of them that was like, man, you're about 5 seconds too late throwing that ball, because the guy was wide open like 5 seconds ago. So
it's going to impact throw power, throw accuracy, medium throw, short, long, all of that, just as it would in real life. And we're on the road too. We're hearing the fight song play on the road.
They talk about how
it's not as loud as
here,
it would be at
they talk
home,
about how hard
nice
it is to throw
touch.
in the snow,
Weather
that kind of
big
stuff.
Part of this, especially being in the Big Ten.
I love that.
This game's in November and it's snowy.
Yeah, it should affect ratings, right? Should make throwing the ball harder. Yeah, I wish we had this in Madden. This was a good play. Little motion wheel route out of the backfield.
yeah, I think we're going to be really, I guess, delightfully surprised with the amount of different type of plays that are going to be available through NCAA. I think there's going to be a plethora of different type plays that we're not even seeing in Madden. I'm really excited to scope that part of the game out as well. Just the different type of playbooks and how the different teams play within those playbooks.
What's up, Dwight? It's good to see a little 50-50 ball there, actually won by the receiver. But as you said, you might have to switch on to catch. That's going to be a game changer. We might have to go back to a full play league where you just, so if you aren't used to the OMFL here in grown folks, the OMFL plays no switch. It's because it's such an animation game driven. We want attributes, abilities to actually matter. It'll be really interesting to see sort of how this plays out as we start to get the game in hand. I love that he could step up in the pocket. I did notice that in Madden as well. You can step up in the pocket way better than last year's Madden.
Yeah, that's a big key, because even though as bad as pass rush at time was in Madden, it just didn't seem like anytime you stepped up or try to kind of like fill the pocket, then it would just collapse and would just go crazy. So you'd have the guys, when they were playing, they would just drift back, 10, 15 yards every drop back. And so anyway, it's nice to see that the pocket actually works and the offensive linemen work together as a team in that pocket to create that area for the quarterback to step up.
Nothing shocked me, man. It looked like what we expected to see. It's a beautiful game. It functions really well. That you can see they put in the time, the 3 years to get this game where it is. It's going to be crazy interesting to see. Is there an update the day it drops? Usually that's what we get, right? Within the first day, within the first week, we get some kind of update. Madden, we're constantly waiting to get our CFM started before the updates drop. So is there an update? Is it polished? It looks polished. Everyone's saying all the right things. Now we're just ready to get this thing in hand. What were your overall thoughts about seeing some gameplay? I mean, you're ready to quit the OMFL today. You were so excited.
Yeah, not quite. Yeah, it's. I do think that they've created a lot of excitement through the gameplay video today. I think even outside of what was already there from just all that they've revealed and released from the game. Gameplay that to me on an initial game coming out was probably the smoothest gameplay I've seen.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that the Madden that we had what was it, 4 years ago, something like that. You and I tested out a lot when it first came out. We're like, this is probably the smoothest Madden has ever been. That just looks like that on steroids. From this game footage that we saw today, and you can't go wrong with just how the visuals look too. I mean, I know that, like we've talked about before, like there's not much more you can do to improve visuals in the game, but man, the visuals just look very stunning, and with the coinciding with the gameplay along with those visuals and seeing how the players are reacting to each other is just really phenomenal, I think.
Birdman's first and only comment in the chat: these jukes look fun. Yeah, screw you, Bird. No one wants to hear it. Yeah, look, I don't know what to say or add that hasn't already been said or added. I was not shocked today. It all looked like I expected it to look. It does all the things that NCAA is supposed to do. I always get nervous when you add more gimmicks. And so how gimmicky is it going to be? We'll find out when we get the game in hand. At this point, I'm at that point in the stuff of like, I'm tired of talking about it, hearing about it. Like, let's just see it, like give it to us and let us actually play it. So I think that's what's next, is to actually get our hands on it and play it a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the next step in this process, man, because I know, like I've got ideas for rules and different things for the league, but obviously, I gotta get the game, see how it feels like, and look at it like, okay, this is just like way too easy. Like one thing I would point out that we've had to address in this last Madden was watching this game footage with these two guys playing. What was the the receiver that was targeted a lot the most. It was the running backs. So the non-wide receivers
will still be a problem. I think we seen like 2 receivers catch the ball.
Yeah, and there was a lot of swing passes, a lot of
tight ends
and dunking.
Yep.
Yeah, tight ends crossing.
It's why you have to have these rules, right? It is. I don't even debate with people anymore. If you want to debate that it's not that easy, it's whatever. It's not even worth the debate anymore. But that's why we have fair play rules, right? To keep things fair, to force people to mix things up. I love the pocket in all the ways. Degenerating and defensive linemen getting after you. You can step up in the pocket. I love wear and tear. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of it. I love everything about wear and tear. I love the new kick meter. I love the new passing. I love the new defensive mix-up coverages. I just think that we got to get the game in hand and find out like what kind of rules. Well, I don't have to find out. That's your job. You got to find out what kind of rules that we need. And then how much of this is going to make its way over to Madden. Some things have, but it just feels like a very intentional personal decision of like, let NCAA have its moment and let Madden sort of take the back seat for right now. And next year we'll see a bunch of massive leaps in the Madden gameplay. So I don't know. We'll see now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that probably looking at it from a business standpoint, EA is probably like, okay, we're just going to let college football have a spotlight here. We know what we got in Madden. We're making the adjustments. They have the fan base for Madden, and then we're just going to let the college football kind of take the spotlight here. I mean, there is so much buzz around this game. Like, I mean, if you look on social media, like even like the guys that are opted in from the colleges that are playing, if you look, like a lot of those guys are really excited about the game, being in the game, and so a lot of that goes hand in hand. I think you have that type of excitement and stuff from game developers and stuff that has been away for a long time. They're going to make waves, and people are going to get excited about it. So
short stream for us today, but again, nothing mind-blowing, we didn't see anything brand new. We just got to see it in action, and we didn't want to sit here and rewatch a 20-minute video with you that you all can go watch on your own. Wish we had more to say. It looks great. Now we just got to get it in hand. If there are any other deep dives or any other sort of news that drops for Dynasty, Maniac and I will jump on here again. I'm hoping that we'll start to hear some Madden information drop here soon. So all good things. Maniac's excited. The Dynasty's excited. I'm waiting to hear what other people want to start Dynasty leagues. So I'm sure we'll have more than just one option, which is all we have right now, which is going to be the Deuce. But as more options come up, make sure that you're plugged in. If you're just checking us out, thanks for hanging out with us. My name's Nate, the founder of the OMFL, the world's oldest and longest online Madden league in the world, started in 2001, and the founder of Grown Folks, which is a community of games, leagues, clans. If you play it, we got a group of adults that play it 18 and over. So just a good group of humans get together, enjoy this hobby that we all enjoy. If you're looking for a Madden league, an NCAA league, a shooter clan, if you're looking for something, a group of people to play something that you play, come check us out. I'm sure that you're going to find a great spot. This guy over here on the screen, how would you look at it? Anyway, this guy right here that I'm pointing to, he's going to be running the Deuce, which is going to be our online dynasty, the Deuce Dynasty. Got to change the name in my own head. I'll be running the OMFL, plus we have the NBC and a lot of other communities. So come check us out. It's going to be a ton of fun. Make sure to hit the like button if you've liked the content. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more news around PlayStation, Madden, shooters, NCAA, you name it. We're going to try to do some news for it. I love you. Take care of those around you. Take care of yourself. Remember that you matter. I appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one. Maniac, I appreciate you, buddy.
Appreciate you too, bud. Deuces.
Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.